gone wrong, how NYPD is responding.
And a trooper says he was attacked but investigators say otherwise.
The 2024 election happened last night. Events are happening all over campus.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Sana Zakiri.
And I'm Jason Samsel.
Yesterday was Election Day and results are rolling in. Last night we followed key races all the way from Oswego County to the White House.
Here at home there are 2 seats up in the House of Representatives. John Mannion won the race representing the 22nd District and Claudia Tenney winning the race representing the 24th District.
Nicholas Parro and Chris Ryan went head-to-head in for the 50th New York State Senate seat, and the race is still too close to call.
Looking abroad at the presidential election, Donald Trump has won both the popular and electoral vote. He will become the 47th President of the United States and take office in January.
SUNY Oswego's Counseling Center is hosting events to help students cope with the anxiety that comes with the election season. An election debrief will be held in Riggs and Oneida Hall tomorrow at 4 p.m. There will be another one on Friday at 2 p.m. in MCC 114. A therapy dog will also be visiting the MCC Lounge tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m.
The Marano Campus Center is hosting the 2024 Real Estate Conference tomorrow from 12 to 6 p.m. Professionals, alumni, and community members have been invited to share the real-world real estate experiences. There will be panel discussions and networking opportunities, and the event itself costs $20 to attend. Anyone interested can go to the SUNY Oswego events calendar to sign up for tickets.
SUNY Oswego's Pumpkin Compost Drive will continue until Friday, November 8th. The Office of Sustainability, which is hosting the drive, says that composting is a great way to reduce waste, improve soil health, and help fight climate change. Those looking to participate in the drive can bring their pumpkins over to the compost pile at the Permaculture Lab between Shinneman Hall and the Lee Hall Gymnasium.
SUNY Oswego's Art Department is hosting the fundraiser Empty Bowls next Friday from 1 to 7 p.m. at the lobby of Tyler Hall. The fundraiser will have hundreds of clay bowls for sale, which were created by students from the Oswego Clay Club, as well as members of the community and Department of Art and Design. Sales of the event will support Human Concerns, Inc., a nonprofit food pantry in Oswego, as well as SUNY Oswego's Student Pantry Shop.
The State Employees Federated Appeal, also known as SEFA, is partnering with University Police Officer Lieutenant Kevin Ehrman. Blessings in a Backpack is a national organization that feeds hungry students on weekends and holidays throughout the school year. The Oswego chapter will have volunteers in the Marano Campus Center throughout the month in case you're interested in donating. Those who donate will have the opportunity to win raffled gift cards and prizes from local businesses.
Long Island State Trooper Thomas Mashia was allegedly shot last week during a traffic stop, but police investigations say otherwise. Mashia claimed he was shot on duty by a driver parked on the Southern State Parkway and was hospitalized for a gunshot wound in the leg. Just days after this claim was made, police conducted an investigation and realized that Mashia may have been making up the story. No arrests have been made, and the Nassau County District Attorney says they are still investigating.
So far, 6 people have died this year in New York City after participating in a TikTok trend called subway surfing. People run on top of moving trains, trying to hop car to car. New York City police have arrested more than 180 people subway surfing. This past weekend, a 13-year-old girl died trying to participate in the trend. Police have launched an ad campaign to try and raise awareness.
Proposition 1, an amendment to New York's Constitution regarding anti-discrimination rights, has been passed. The proposition amends New York's anti-discrimination rights into the state constitution. Prop 1 also adds language stating that one cannot be denied their civil rights because of sexual orientation, gender identity, and reproductive autonomy. New York's Constitution previously forbid discrimination based on race and religion. The proposition passed with 61.8% of the vote.
The holiday train is on its way. For the 26th year, the Canadian Pacific Holiday Train will be traveling from upstate New York to Canada, raising funds and spreading holiday cheer. The The colorfully illuminated train will start its journey in late November, travel through historic railways, and even throw holiday-themed concerts at its stops. Since its first trip in 1999, the train has raised over $24 million for community food banks. Jason, the weather has been all over the past few days.
Yeah, Sonny, you're not kidding. Let's take a check of the weather from our esteemed Team 10 meteorologist, Christopher Convis.
Yeah, so it has been quite the roller coaster these few days and everything. Hopefully that's going to end because, to be honest, for me, I want some snow. So current headlines, we had a cold front passing through today. That's going to bring some much needed rainfall in the area, as there were some warnings out for drought conditions, but hopefully those warnings will end now. And along with this cold front is bringing back some cooler weather, fall finally, and possibly a sunshine end of this week thanks to a high pressure system that's coming through our way. But more in my full forecast, but first back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up later tonight, a hurricane touches down in Cuba today, how this may affect the U.S.
And the latest details from American and around the globe following last night's election results.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Good evening, Lakers. I'm meteorologist Christopher Convis with your full forecast. Current conditions right now, it's mid-50s happening right now, mostly cloudy and calm conditions. You don't see that quite often along the lake. So, satellite radar right now, as you can see behind me, you can see the cold front earlier today is just passing through. You see these line of clouds right here, bringing clear conditions for us. So for your day planner tomorrow, you can see showers in the morning, mid-50s, high 50s for the morning into noon, and you have clearing off conditions mostly into the mid-afternoon, clearing off for your late evening. So predicted temperatures right now, it's going to stay around 50s at the moment, pretty much into Thursday morning, staying 50s into the late afternoon, as you could drop into the 40s a little bit, down to 43 Thursday morning, and then as we progress into Friday, temperatures 51 starting off, and then as we go across into the afternoon, 50s as well, and then we go down into the low 40s for Friday night. So, futurecast, as we could see, cloudy conditions happening Thursday morning. As we pressed on during the day, you could see the clouds clear out, 49 degrees, And as we continue on, still clear conditions throughout the night, perfect to go out. And as we get into Friday morning, we get those clouds coming back in the low 50s, staying around the 50s and everything, breaking off a little bit, clearing out for your Friday evening. So, wind gusts. So right now, as you can tell, it's staying pretty calm and everything. But as we progress on and everything, tomorrow morning, we're going to have wind gusts around 15 miles per hour, staying around 15 to 10 into Thursday night. And then it starts picking up into Friday. We get up to 30 miles per hour wind gusts on Friday until all the way into Friday evening as well and everything. So for your winds, for your trash can, it's going to be down the street, probably into the lake. So for tonight, 52, mostly cloudy, winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, morning showers, 56 degrees with 14 miles per hour. And then for your 7-day forecast, as you can see, morning showers tomorrow, Friday with the evening showers, staying around mid-50s. Saturday, perfect day to go out for the hockey game. I think it starts around 2 p.m. Sunday as well, we have evening showers happening. And then Veterans Day, beginning of your week, we have rainy conditions coming back, mid-50s. That's it for my full forecast. Sana, Jason, back to you.
Hurricane Rafael is making its way through the Gulf of Mexico, continuing to strengthen and become a Category 3 hurricane this afternoon. The Cayman Islands in the Western Caribbean faced strong winds and a heavy rain last night. The hurricane made landfall in Cuba earlier today. The storm is the 11th hurricane of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, but it is not expected to be as severe as Hurricanes Helene and Milton. Tropical storm conditions are expected to lessen in the coming days.
Firefighters are working to control rapidly spreading brush fire in Southern California's Ventura County. Strong winds blowing through the area quickly spread the fire, which is now covering at least 250 acres. Evacuation orders are in place for nearby residents. Fire department officials say there have been some injuries. There are currently 140 firefighters battling the flames, still not able to contain the blaze. The mountain fire is one of 2 blazes burning in the greater Los Angeles area.
Special Counsel Jack Smith is in active talks with the Justice Department about how to end his federal prosecutions of Donald Trump now that Trump has been elected back to the White House. Smith leads the case in which Trump is facing federal charges over his efforts to overturn the 2020 election and his handling of classified documents. Trump has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Trump is scheduled to be sentenced later this month for his conviction on 34 counts of falsifying business records in New York. However, the judge has given himself a deadline of November 12th to decide whether or not to wipe away the conviction.
Vice President Kamala Harris addressed her supporters and the nation this afternoon after the presidential election was called for Donald Trump. She spoke from her alma mater, Howard University. Michael Yoshida is in West Palm Beach, Florida, and brings us more on her concession.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Vice President Kamala Harris officially acknowledging the new incoming 47th President of the United States. Trump is now the second person in U.S. history to win 2 non-consecutive terms as commander-in-chief. Reaction and reflection from both sides of the aisle.
I think there is a populist and a anti-incumbent wave because of the impact of both the pandemic and the recovery from it.
We, the people, made our voices heard.
America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate.
It's a mandate that will be backed by a Republican majority Senate. The GOP secured enough seats to take control of that chamber overnight. Vice President Harris spoke to President-elect Trump by phone before her speech. She urged her supporters and all Americans to uphold the peaceful transfer of power.
But we must accept the results of this election. We will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
I will govern by a simple motto: promises made, promises kept.
As of right now, the House of Representatives remains too close to call on who will hold that majority.
Following Trump's win yesterday, there have been many mixed reviews across the country as well as across the world. British police arrested 2 men today after they spray painted the U.S. Embassy building to protest Trump's re-election. The 2 were environmental activists from the organization Just Stop Oil. The video of the vandals was shared on social media shortly after Mr. Trump took the stage in Florida.
Coming up after the break, how yesterday's elections have impacted healthcare across the country.
Plus, what company's cheese has been recalled and what you need to return.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should we
told me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
In consumer news, Boeing workers returned to work after the strike ended Monday. The accepted deal includes an immediate raise of 13%, raises of 9% for each of the next 2 years, and then another 7% raise in the 4th and final year of the contract. Altogether, members will receive a pay raise of more than 43%, including a ratification bonus of $12,000. This strike that started on September 13th was the costliest in the United States in more than 25 years.
Mazda has issued recalls for more than 150,000 of its vehicles. Nearly 81,000 of those are 2025 model year CX-70 SUVs and 2024 to 25 CX-90 SUVs. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, there may be issues with the dash electrical supply unit. Mazda says that includes the defroster, seatbelt warning, and the 360-degree view monitor functions, which may not work properly during startup and increase the risk of a crash.
Savencia Cheese USA has announced a recall of several soft-ripened cheeses. The company says the products have the potential to be contaminated with listeria. Retailers have been contacted, and the process of moving the products off shelves is underway. So far, there have been no confirmed reports of illnesses linked to the recalled cheeses.
It's National Diabetes Month, and the CDC estimates more than 38 million Americans of all ages have diabetes, and millions of people who have it are undiagnosed. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gather explains why early detection is critical.
It's a chronic disease when a person's blood sugar is too high. Diabetes is common, but many don't know they have it.
For a long time, diabetes, hypertension were both known as what are called silent diseases, meaning they are affecting your body and causing long-term damage before you start to have a lot of physical symptoms.
Dr. Brent Smith with the American Academy of Family Physicians says that's why early detection and intervention is critical to slow or even prevent diabetes progression. So he says to be aware of the red flags.
It's increased thirst, and increase urination. So when you're a diabetic and you have this extra sugar floating around in your system, your body tends to get rid of it through your urine.
In addition to increased thirst and urination, Smith says to also watch out for signs like sluggishness, general malaise, or not feeling like yourself. But he says before symptoms start, it's important to see a doctor to be screened and evaluated for diabetes risk.
We would all be a lot happier treating and preventing it than we would be dealing with the consequences of uncontrolled diabetes or other medical conditions.
Smith says managing your weight can reduce risk of type 2 diabetes. Do that by having a healthy diet, cutting out simple sugars as much as possible, and regular exercise.
And the recommendation for exercise is a total of 150 minutes over the course of the week, which breaks down to about 30 minutes of a brisk walk or cardiovascular exercise 5 days a week.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Smith says weight loss drugs are becoming increasingly popular, but the best thing that can be done is losing weight by whatever means is sustainable and healthy for you.
7 states have voted to cement reproductive rights into their state constitutions. Measures to protect abortion access in Arizona, Colorado, New York, Maryland, Missouri, Montana, and Nevada are projected to pass. And in Arizona, the amendment is expected to overturn the state's ban on abortions 15 weeks into pregnancy. Meanwhile, abortion measures in Florida and South Dakota failed. Florida's 6-week ban will remain in place, and South Dakota will keep its law banning abortions with no exceptions for rape and incest.
Coming up after the break, our sports anchor, Jacob Coleman, will give you the stories in sports.
Jacob, can you give us a quick look into sports before we go?
Hey guys, make sure you stick around after the break to hear how Oswego Sports is doing. And on top of that, I'll bring you through the highlights of an epic divisional showdown in the NFL.
La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Jacob here to bring you through some sports this week. Our first story of the evening is a game that just wrapped up earlier today in heartbreaking fashion. Unfortunately for the Lady Lakers, the women's field hockey season has come to an end in the first round of the SUNY AC playoffs. After qualifying for the playoffs, they drew the nearly undefeated 16-1 1 seed SUNY Cortland Red Dragons. This would be these two teams' second matchup of the season, and SUNY Cortland unfortunately dominated in this one and won 7-0. In more exciting news, the SUNY Oswego men's basketball season is underway currently. Begins on Friday. They will travel to Muhlenberg College for their first game of the 2024-25 season. Led by a predominantly senior class starting five, the Lakers Hoops have high hopes for this season. Head coach Jason Leone is also excited for the season, coming off of his Coach of the Year award from last year. The men are looking to get revenge after falling short in the championship game last season. Into the Division I level now, continuing the trend of the men's basketball season's beginning. If you're around the area of Syracuse, chances are you support SU sports in some way. And the SU men's basketball season started Monday when they played Lemoyne, and they won a close game 86-82. The basketball team will look to follow the footsteps of the football team as they just became bowl eligible and enjoy a good season this year, respectively. Their next game is versus Colgate University, one of SU's rivals, on November 12th. And now, if you missed it, a big divisional rivalry game took place this Sunday as the Los Angeles Rams travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Geno Smith firing right before half from the 30, and it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jackson Smith-Njigba with the grab. A beautiful throw and a great catch to give the Seahawks a 10-point lead going into half. Into the second half now, the Rams in play action. Snapping the ball, Matthew Stafford's going to throw, and it's Demarcus Robinson. He catches the 2-yard score. This would cut the lead down to just 3. A beautiful route there, and that is his first touchdown of the game. Quickly, the lead would disappear as the Rams would tie the game 13-all from 21 yards out with a field goal. Into the fourth quarter now, things got crazy fast. Geno Smith stepping back under pressure. He's going to fire to the end zone, and it's picked off Cameron Kitchens. And he's got Geno Smith to beat at the 30, and he does it across midfield. It's just the open turf and his teammates in pursuit. Oh my God, a 105-yard pick six. Can you believe it? For the rookie, the Rams defense gives them the lead. Now, under a minute left, Geno Smith firing from the 14. He needs a touchdown, and he's got it. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown, his second of the game to send this one to overtime. The Rams now firing sudden death. They need to score, and they're going to fire it 50 yards. It's a moon ball. Demarcus Robinson gets his second touchdown of the game, and the Rams will win this one. An upset in Seattle. He spikes the ball into Seattle's turf. Matthew Stafford celebrating with his boys, and the Rams pulled off a huge upset against their divisional rival here. Can you believe it? I thank you guys for joining me with sports tonight.
And that's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for another show.
Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.
Dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get closer to that one.
You guys have to read
Look at that.
Can we go back inside?
I wrote 4 stories tonight. I think last week I wrote like 1. Like it depends.
La la la.
Breathe.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
We'll deep dive into our feelings and our real talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.